konnichiwa, ni hao, hola, guten tag, aloha, buongiorno, namaste, drasvutria, shalom, bonjour, and what's up? I'm Zan, and welcome to the Spiraken Manga News podcast, bringing you the eyes on the latest manga news for the week of Thursday, January 6th to Wednesday, January 13th, 2022. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and check out our other podcasts at www.spiraken.com. And if you like what you hear, you can support our Patreon and help us create more fun content for you to enjoy. There are 4 tiers and tons of rewards for you if you choose to go with that. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or if we forgot any personal news media, you can email us at Zan, that's X-A-N, at spiraken.com. And with that in mind, let's get to the manga news of the week. And I've got to say, this first one is huge because Nikkei Asia reported that on January 1st, 2022, that companies and organizations from over 13 different countries are cooperating to form the International Anti-Piracy Organization. We're going to refer to it as its acronym, IAPO. And this is going to launch in April 2022. That means that there's going to be an overarching organization that's going to be covering tons of anti-piracy information. Now, Japan's Content Overseas Distribution Association, or CODA, is at the center of this new organization. Now, CODA includes 32 Japanese companies such as Kodansha, Shueisha, Shogakukan, Aniplex, Kadokawa, Sunrise, Studio Ghibli, Bandai, Namco Arts, Pony Canyon, Toei Animation, and even more companies. Now, the IAPO is also going to include, from the United States, the Motion Picture Association, which has 6 members, including Sony Pictures and Netflix itself, and approximately 450 members of the Copyright Society of China. Now, companies and copyright protection groups from South Korea and Vietnam are also expected to participate in this huge coalition. And they're going to work to curb the piracy of manga and anime and also assist law enforcement with criminal investigations in the field, especially where those criminal investigations require cooperation from law enforcement groups in multiple countries. The director of CODA, Masaharu Inoue, stated to Torrent Freak that CODA planned the foundation of the coalition last year, but due to COVID, things kind of went backwards. Now, to show how piracy has affected the companies, according to Nikkei Asia, piracy cost the manga industry approximately 800 billion yen in Japan alone from January to October 2021. That is $6.92 billion US. Nikkei Asia stated that number exceeds the amount of the entire market for authorized publications, which it estimated at 600 billion yen yearly, or about 5.19 billion US. Now, hopefully, this organization plans to stop scanlations and fan subs from occurring, and that is what they are going to be working towards. Now, if you've been listening to the manga news, you know we've been talking about the huge court case involving Manga Mura, the scanlation company that, well, let's be honest, the guy now currently owes like $3 billion Japanese yen towards the companies for all the problems. So if you're into scanlations, this is probably going to put a stop to it. And honestly, I hope that does happen, and with the influx of so much manga coming into the country and being released outside of Japan, hopefully tons of stuff that is currently only available via scanlation or alternative means is available to the public in general. Reading some of this stuff is becoming easier, and scanlations and also fan subs are becoming less a main priority and a main need because the stuff's out there now. You don't need to get it for free. You should pay for it because the people who make it work really hard to make their stuff. I'm starting to wormhole into some very political and crazy things, so we're going to stop here and move on to some other news. Now, this is some sad manga news we've got. Now, the February issue of Takashobo's monthly Kiska magazine announced that the magazine is suspending publication and all of its manga is moving to 2 websites, Takashobo's Ganma Plus and the Comic Ganma manga websites. Now, this magazine first launched on February 8th, 2014, and it's had 8 years of publication. And they're splitting off their stuff to each company. First off, we've got Goro Ozomi's Do You Like Big Girls, or Oki Ononoko wa Daisuke Desu Ka? And this is moving over to Ganma Plus. And for those of you who haven't heard about this, Seven Seas Entertainment's Ghost Ship publication is releasing the manga in English. Now, other things going to Ganma Plus are Uchi no maid to Kekosura Tame Nare Ore wa Haram wa Sukuri. Yokusoku no Basho o Ere Shoujo no Kusuji. Saikyo's Shonshinsha wo veteran Shinyu Bokusha to Dore no Kitsume Mime Shoujo, and Kokoros no Himekisu to Naru, Yorishokan de Hataraku Koto ni Narimashita. Now, going to Comic Ganma includes Lion Core Seki, Itohoshi no Kanvala, and Kazutoshi Kondo's Requiem no Kenonobito. Most of these ended recently. Some are going to be publishing their final volumes. One of them, Cleopatra und Kaiser Krunz, is going to be moving over there as well. So that is the sad news for those who've read those manga and liked that magazine. But it's going to be available online, so that should make things a little bit easier. So with that in mind, let's get into some licensing news. We've got some interesting ones. First off, Kadokawa is going to be releasing 3 light novel series as part of their new Simulpub program. Now, various other companies are going to be releasing this, but these are the 3 that they're going to be releasing. First off, you got Higehiro, after being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway, or Hige Osoru Shoshita Jose Kose Ohiru, and this is by Shimesaba with art by Buta. Now, you could watch this on Crunchyroll, the series, the anime, so we're getting the light novel. Now, for those of you who are unaware of it, Yoshida is just your average salaryman drowning his tear in booze. On his way home one night, he finds a runaway high school girl sitting on the street. She offers to sleep with him in exchange for a place to stay, and Yoshida lets her off the hook and offers her work instead. Now, this is a rom-com between the most unbalanced couple you've ever met, and this is a very unique story that starts off really weird, but it's actually not bad. So next we have I'm Quitting Heroing, and this is by Quantum with art by Hana Amano. After saving the world, the strongest hero, Leo, becomes someone who is not wanted in the peaceful human world. He was too strong. Exiled, he seeks a job at the Demon King's army, which he has defeated and needs to be rebuilt. The army has many problems, too much work, financial troubles, etc. Leo starts to make things better using his power, and Leo encounters Echidna, the evil demon lord, again, and asks her why she invaded the human world. There was an unexpected story. This is the comic version of the Japanese novel, which won so many online awards, and I gotta say, this one's gonna be a lot of fun. The last light novel they're releasing is The Insipid Prince's Furtive Grab for the Throne. This is by Tanba with art by Junagi. Arnold, the 7th imperial prince of the Adrashi Empire, is called the Insipid Prince among people since his twin brother is a genius and respected by all people. However, he has a secret identity, Silver, one of the only 5 SS-rank adventurers in the continent. When his younger brother Leo decides to aim for the throne, Arnold starts running things behind the scenes to support his brother. Unexpectedly, the most beautiful lady becomes his assistant. The secret struggles of the strongest prince begins here. And the next company with licensed news is Kodansha Comics, and they've announced that they are publishing Shuichi Shinjino's MF Ghost manga in English. Now, the first 10 volumes are going to be released on January 18th, 2022 on Comixology. And this series takes place in the far distant year of 2020, where self-driving cars are ubiquitous in Japan. The manga centers on Kanata Livington, a Japanese driver who goes back to Japan after graduating at the top of his class at a racing school in England. The series also focuses on the MFG, a racing circuit on public roads that has garnished attention worldwide. Now, Kodansha has also announced that it's going to be releasing print versions of Muneyuki Kaneshiro and Kazuki Nomura's Blue Lock soccer manga. Now, we reviewed this back in episode 419 of the Manga Review podcast if you want to check out my personal opinion about this. But to bring it easy, so after a disastrous defeat at the 2018 World Cup, Japan's team struggles to regroup, but something's missing from the group. They need an absolutely ace striker who can guide them to win. So the Japanese Football Union creates this giant tournament involving 300 of Japan's best and brightest youth players to find the perfect striker. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? You have to wait and find out how this battle royale is going to be. Next we have Seven Seas Entertainment that has licensed 1 new light novel series and 2 new manga titles. For light novels, they've got Vivi Prototype, and this is by Eiji Umehara and Tappei Nagatsuki. Now, Vivi, the world's first autonomous AI, not to be confused with Sharon Apple, mind you, sings to bring joy to her audience as a cast member of Neoland, Japan's largest theme park. In this world, AIs have become integral to human life and exist to carry out their missions. One day out of the blue, an AI claiming to be from the future approaches her, revealing that in 100 years, advanced AIs will turn on the humans they once served, sparking a violent war to annihilate humankind. When he asks for her help in preventing the conflict, Vivi agrees to ditch the stage and takes up the century-long mission against her kind in order to save humanity. That's a very different twist on AIs. Could be good. And then the last one, which I'm actually really excited about, the next two mangas I'm really excited about. First off, we've got The Evil Secret Society of Cats, Aku no Himitsu Soshike Neko, and this is by Pandania. Let us teach the humans about the horrors of cats. They may seem cute and cuddly. Okay, they definitely are. But this secret society of cats is up to no good. Under the direction of the purple-caped general, the evil secret society of cats schemes against humanity in a series of hilarious plots, as adorable as they are diabolical. Can these cats effectively terrorize the humans, or are they doomed to be petted rather than feared? Don't miss this full-color manga tale of sweet but sinister shenanigans. This one I'm definitely excited to check out because, well, it's evil cats wearing purple capes. Kind of cool. And the other manga release is going to be You Like Me, Not My Daughter? Or Musume Janakute Watashi ga Suki Nano? Now this is by Teshin Azuma. And the premise of this is kind of weird but interesting. When Ayako's sister died, leaving her young daughter all alone, Ayako stepped up and took the child into her life. Now that her niece adopted daughter is a teenager, a 30-something Ayako can sense first love in the air. Ayako teased her daughter about Takumi, their handsome and college-age neighbor who's been tutoring her since she was young. Could this be a opportunity? Could they be a blossoming couple since he's always beaming when he comes to their house? To Ayako's surprise, Takumi isn't interested in daughter Dearest. He's long had a crush on Ayako herself. In this age gap romantic comedy, one young man is ready to bring a little sugar to the sexy mom next door. It's an interesting version of a summer-winter romance, even though it's not that much. She's like 35, he's 20, so 15-year age gap. But might be good, might be bad. We're going to have to wait and see. If it comes up on the Wheel of Manga, we'll let you know. But let's get to the latest and most interesting release schedule. We're talking about Tokyo Pop. Yes, the company that I've harped so much hatred on because Stu Levy's a horrible human being and has done so many bad things. Well, they've increased their awesome manga that they've been releasing lately, so I can't hate on them anymore. They've actually improved in the years, and I can't believe I'm saying that, but they have improved, and they have announced 7 new manga titles for print. First off, you have Alice in Bishonen Land, and this is by Yushi Kawata with art by Yukito. Alice Kagami is an ordinary high school girl who doesn't really get her friend Tamami's obsession with idol games. There's more to life than handsome digital boys, dating sims, and minigames, right? But then Tamami is chosen as one of the top idol fangirls in the country and gets drawn into the game, and hapless Alice gets pulled in too. Between dealing with the mismatched members of her idol group to intense pressure to spend real money on gachas, how is a total idol game newbie supposed to take them to the top? I like that this is an isekai where they're just drawn in. They're like, I don't want to be here. And now they have to deal with the thing while their friend is being the ultra person. That's a really good thing. Next one we have Alice in Kyoto Forest. And this is by Mai Mochizuki with art by Haruki Niwa. Orphaned at a young age, Alice has lived with her aunt for most of her childhood, but her uncle is abusive and resentful, and at age 15, Alice decides to return home to Kyoto and train as a maiko, eventually hoping to become a geisha. But when she arrives back to her birthplace, she finds that Kyoto has changed quite a bit in the 8 years since she left it, almost as if it's a completely different world. Kind of an interesting twist on the Alice in Wonderland, but this is just her going home. So we'll see how it goes. Next we have Dekoboko Bittersweet Days. This is by Atsuko Yusen. Tiny and adorable when they first met, Rui, still just as adorable, now looms over his boyfriend, Yujiro. Though they were little more than best friends at first, the confusion over their true feelings for one another smoldered until they confessed. Now every day passes with such overwhelming sweetness, it's all they can do not to ask themselves, am I allowed to be this happy? The final high school judo contest, the last summer of their high school careers and beyond. The thoughts of his future will Ryuji make Yojiro's heart flutter. A slow-burn love story between a diminutive high school athletic teen and his towering, kind-hearted best friend as they travel the slow, bitter road to adulthood towards sweeter days. The third title is I'm Looking for Serious Love by Shoko Rakuda. Innocent country boy Miyazawa Kyohei has just moved to the big city of Tokyo for college. Imagine his shock when a chance meeting with his next-door neighbor, cocky playboy Takara Tomohiro, confirms every one of his fears about wild and debauched city slickers. Kyohei's self-consciousness is only made worse by Takara's playful, provocative attitude, and the two of them clash right from the start. Despite this, Takahara seems to be going out of his way to look after Kyohei as he begins to navigate his new life in Tokyo, and Kyohei finds himself drawn more and more into his orbit. Will the thread of mutual attraction between them prevail over Takahara's careless playboy ways? After all, Kyohei is not looking for a one-night stand, he's looking for serious love. The next manga we have to talk about is Tomorrow Make Me Yours by Kyoruko Miyama. Yuki is a quiet, average boy who falls head over heels for the confident and cool Hayato in his new high school class. The two hit it off with an easygoing friendship, but when Yuki realizes that a female classmate has a crush on his friend, he tries to put some distance between them. As his feelings come to a head, he finally confesses to Hayato, who confesses right back. Seems that Tokyopop is really hitting the yaoi in this, and, well, you need a company that's going to be doing something. Hopefully it's Shonen Ai-esque instead of yaoi, but whatever. Next we have Yagi the Bookshop Goat by Fumi Furukawa. Yagi is a rare sort of goat, one who loves reading books just as much as eating them. With his special talent to taste feelings contained upon paper, he's always dreamed of becoming a bookseller. Unfortunately, paper-munching goats aren't exactly welcome in bookstores, even in a world where all different animals live in peaceful coexistence. Eventually, Yagi is able to persuade Okami, the strict wolf manager, into giving him a job at his bookshop. But can a goat surrounded by books resist his natural instinct? And what about the instincts of a wolf who's been charmed by a sweet and tender goat? Who knows? Last and not least, we have Yuri Espore by Mai Naoi. After finding out she has been forced into a marriage of convenience as soon as she graduates high school, Kokoro sees her life ending before her eyes at her father's wishes, and so in her final year of high school she decides to indulge in her love of other women and create an incredible sketchbook of lesbian romance to leave behind as her legacy. As she observes the young women of her town, she learns more about their desires, their struggles, and their unpredictable whims of love. Now, this manga launched in 2019 on Tokima Shoten's Comic Ryu website, and this is a very popular story. And it's one which a lot of people are talking about with Yuri fans, so this one might be the one that brings Tokyopop back to glory, but we're going to have to wait and see how that goes. And those are our licenses for the week. Just to reiterate, first off, we got Higehiro. I shaved and found a high school runaway, which will be released by Kadokawa digitally on January 11th, 2022. Tomorrow Make Me Yours by Tokyopop is being released digitally on January 19, 2022. The Incepted Prince's Furtive Grab for the Throne, released by Kadokawa digitally in January 31st, 2022. I'm Quitting Heroing, which is released by Kadokawa digitally in February 2022. Allison Bishonen Land, released by Tokyopop in print February 8th, 2022. I'm Looking for Serious Love, Tokyopop print February 15, 2022. Dekonboki Bittersweet Days by Tokyopop print March 22nd, 2022. Yuri Espori, released by Tokyopop digitally March 23rd, 2022. Alice in Kyoto Forest, released by Tokyopop in print April 19th, 2022. Yagi the Bookshop Goat, released by Tokyopop in print April 26, 2022. Tomorrow Make Me Yours by Tokyopop in print in May 24, 2022. Blue Locks being released by Kodansha in print summer 2022. Yuri Espore is going to be released in print form by Tokyopop in July 26, 2022. It's released in digital on March 23rd. We have Vivi Prototype being released by Airship in print form in August 2022. The Evil Society of Cats is being released by Seven Seas Entertainment in print form in October 2022. And You Like Me, Not My Daughter is being released by Seven Seas Entertainment in print form in November of 2022. Which of these are you most interested in? For me, it's going to be Blue Lock, Yuri Espore, Evil Secret Society of Cats, You Like Me, Not My Daughter, Higehiro, and The Incepted Prince's Furtive Grab for the Throne. Those are the ones I'm most excited for. What about you? Let me know. ZanSpiraken.com or tweet me at Spiraken. Now, last but not least, let's get some general updates for the week. On March 31st, Negi Haruba's The Quintessential Quintuplets manga is getting a novel series. It will be written by Mika Toyoda. On February 9th, Yuki Kodama, who created Blood Lad, will launch a new manga titled Shoken Suri Seki, or Summon World. It will be in Kodansha's Bisatsu Shonen magazine, and this battle fantasy manga will take place in present-day Tokyo and combine the themes of summoners and an academy. And the story follows Tokyo, a boy who does not know his parents and who admires summoners. There's a secret about Tokyo that could be world-shattering. Who knows? On February 5th, Kano will launch a new manga titled Kodo Ryo no Seiza ni Hibi, or the Kodo Dormitory's Constellation Days. It will launch in Kadokawa's Comic Flapper magazine, and the manga is described as an academy story that centers on the 12 zodiac constellations and begins when one girl calls 11 other unique girls to the Kodo Dormitory for a certain reason. On February 4th, Kenji Taira will launch a new manga titled Tama King in Shueisha Saikyo Jump magazine. The manga focuses on a normal cat who has the soul of the king of the savannah. On February 1st, Koshun Takemi's Battle Royale franchise is inspiring a new manga titled Battle Royale 3 Enforcers. Now, this is going to be written by Koshun Takemi and drawn by Yukai Asada. It'll be released in Akita Shoten's Bisatsu Young Champion magazine, and based on the title, this will take place in the live-action film universe as opposed to the original novel universe. So that could be kind of cool. On January 27th, Yusaku Sakashimi, he's Jinmiya Chite Hajimeru Hitomakase Iutan, or a heroic legend where everyone else does the work and starts with a social relations sheet light novel series, is getting a manga adaptation. It will be drawn by Tago Motowashi and will release in Kadokawa's monthly comic Dengeki Dao magazine. Now, the novel story centers on Net, a young man whose true skill lies in his large personal connections, which has allowed him to achieve great feats from behind the scenes. One day, his own king runs out of patience with him and banishes him from the legendary hero's party. Now he has to start over as an adventurer, but he plans to make full use of his connections with powerful knightly orders and other races. Meanwhile, the king finds the hero's party to be full of self-absorbed individuals, with Net's loss fraying their bonds with each other. On January 26th, Shiroichi Amoi's Sakai o Sukata Eiyu o Sodateta Yogeshwa Bokusha ni Natemo Sekeji no Daisha kara Shitawara Temasu, or the strongest prophet who raised the hero who saved the world, is admired by his apprentices around the world, even as an adventurer. The story is getting a manga adaptation by Takahiro Azumi. It will be a new manga titled Tsuyoshigute Yusha Party o Sotokyo Shita Saikyo Kenshi Maho Gakuin Demo Ashitireru, or the strongest swordsman who moved in from the hero's party due to being strong is well loved even in Magic Academy. Now, this will launch in the Shosetsuga ni Naru, or Let's Be Novelist website. On January 25th, voice actress Aoi Yuki is inspiring a new manga titled Chimera Project Zero. Now, this was developed from the Yuki X Aoi Chimera Project, which we talked about in an earlier episode of the Manga News. Now, this will be drawn by Robo Hitsuji and will launch in Futabasha's monthly action magazine. On January 28th, Minotauro Michizuki is launching a new essay manga titled No Comic, No Life. This will be released in Shogakukan's Big Comic Original magazine. The manga is described as the author's first essay manga and centers on a fictional genius manga author named Mochitaro Minizuki. Now, this is a play on Mochizuki's name, if you didn't get the hint. And now the character who lives in Yokohama with his relatives, his family, and a boy. On January 7th, Akita Shoten's Manga Cross website launched a new spin-off manga of Hiroshi Takahashi's Crows manga and also his Worst manga. The title's named Worst. The new manga is titled Worst Gaiden Subarok Santa Nanonaki Karasu Tachi, or Worst Side Story Subarok Santa Nameless Crows. Takayo Kitahara's credited with the original work, and Takaki Hayashi is drawing the art, and Shoichiro Masamoto is credited with script assistance. Takahashi is credited for the original concept, and the manga will depict the one-year gap in the story when Harumichi Boya leaves Suzerain Boys High School until Hana Tsukishima arrives at Toru City. And that is the manga news for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was a longer episode, but had a lot to get through. So what do you guys like? Let me know in the show notes. You can email me personally at Zan, that's xan@spiraken.com. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host, Zan. I'm Gonzville, and keep reading manga.